This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
And boom!
Common man, no show prep, no solid plan. Spins a yarn, begins a tale. The esoteric approach won't fail. Tune in, it's time for Common Man. Common man, charming the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot? Where'd we play? Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Okay, calm down.
Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello?
For those of you from out of town, you know, that was a joke.
Huh?
You just have to draw your own conclusions, people.
There may be skullduggery ahead.
Tampa Bay.
We're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. We're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Yes, I do!
How do you like me now?
Nobody cares. Ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing what a sophisticated offensive game plan looks like. You talk about...
Rosa, you don't know nothing.
I know a little of this, a little of that, with the emphasis on the lap.
I'm a fraud.
Yes.
He's the clown from Brown.
He's a fraud, all right.
He's the fourth
We'll
in the North. This is the common man, Dan Cole.
But that's just one of the topics we need to delve into today. There are others. ESPN continues ranking their top 100 players in the league, and another Viking has appeared on that list. Wolves and Wild. I wish we had the cricket sounder right now because, again, really not much going on there. Though, I will say this. Béranger, who I demanded that the Wolves start the regular season with next year, and I was laughed at, mocked, and ridiculed. You can't start a kid that's only been playing basketball for 3 years.
He's not ready yet.
He's not ready yet. What are you, insane? Twins get clobbered by the Cubs after taking 2 of the first 3 games of that series. And many other topics to get to as well. Let's spin the wheel of topic. I don't know where to start.
Commons golf game.
I played
What'd you shoot today?
an 85, but it was a good 85.
Where'd we play?
Prestwick at Wedgwood and Woodbury.
Where'd you hit it on one?
Right up the gut.
How far from the green were you?
Had a, I think to the pin I was 125 or so.
Second shot?
I hit it okay, but I didn't give it enough oomph. Right. I was on the green, but I had 40 feet for birdie.
Then what?
Almost made birdie.
Then what?
Tap in par.
Incredible.
I advise anybody that plays Prestwick, the first piece of advice, and really the only piece of advice I say is, when you're playing at the wick, keep it below the stick. When you're playing at the wick, keep it below the stick. And I didn't listen to my own advice. Was over the I made 2 mistakes on number 2, mental errors. I was short of the green in 2. I went to my bag and thought I grabbed my 56-degree wedge. And part of that's my own problem. I have the little booties with the zippers on them. You know that, no?
Yes, yeah, I've seen those.
I have the clubs that have the little.
You have iron covers.
Yeah, iron covers. I have them. I love them, and no one will. You can mock me all you want. I love having them. I put the wrong one in the wrong club, so I thought I'd grab. That's the one error. If you're going to do little booty club covers, common, you might want to make sure you put the right booty on the right club. Because I thought I'd grab my 56, and I grabbed my 54, and I did that pinch from the bent grass to the pin, and I caught it perfectly. But it goes like 20 feet past the pin, and I'm like, no! I must have caught that really well. I had no idea. How did that go that far? Of course, then when I get up to the green and lay it down, as I'm about to putt, I notice it's the 54. So that was mistake number 1. Number 2 was I didn't keep it below the stick playing at the wick. And number 3 was I hit the putt way too hard, went like 10 feet by, made double. But I'm going to say, I know after shooting an 85, if you say, and I'm back, you're going to say, well, that can't be. I was smiting the ball today. Is that a word? Smite? Can you look? I hope I didn't say something
Never heard it.
derogatory. SMITE, I think. Something about cut off your nose to smite your face. Smite, S-M-I.
Smite.
To strike or hit hard with or as with a hand, a stick, or another weapon?
I'm smiting the ball. I'm hitting it so good again. I got to 16, 110. That should be just a normal pitching wedge for me, right? Not going after it hard, not going after it soft. But I've been hitting it so short, I hit 9-iron. I hit the 9-iron, flushed it over the green. I hit a 7-iron on 14 from 141. That's normally an 8-iron for me. I hit it almost 160 yards. I'm starting to do the things I used to do. That made me good. The best part of the day was I played, it was Rube Golf today, Tennessee. We raised hundreds of dollars for Alzheimer's research, which Alzheimer's is something that I am very concerned with. My grandmother, my mother-in-law, and my stepmother all had Alzheimer's at the very end. It was a very ugly disease. So we raised money for Alzheimer's. Played with a couple of youngsters, a couple of youngins, 28 and 29-year-old. It was Travis and Anthony. And they brought one of the, I can't remember if it was Travis or Anthony. I think it's Travis. They brought along Rich. Rich is 66 years old, retired. He's retired. He's retired. And I think it's Travis is his soon-to-be son-in-law, I think. Anyway, he said, I've met you before. I go, where? He goes, I came over to your house and delivered you a Dark Star Golden State Warriors t-shirt. Do you remember? And I said, absolutely I do. I wore that, it was a double X. I wore that t-shirt until it wore out. It gave and gave and gave, and it finally gave out, right? And I said, well, I appreciate that. And he got it at the Dark Star estate sale. You know what he gave me today? It's not made of gold. It's brass, but it looks like gold, right? It's brass, and it's in the shape of a star, and it has GHC on it, which is George Chappell. I don't know what George's middle name is. It was George's paperweight, Dark Star's paperweight. So now I have a Dark Star paperweight. I have a Dark Star 5-iron that could just as well be a pitchfork. Dark had his logo put on it, and it says Dark Star on the club. And then I also have other items. It's somewhere in my house, and I can't locate. I'm starting to panic. Somebody gave me, they got it at the estate sale. It was the bag tag from the TPC, the one down in Flow Rider where they play the players, right? The
middle name is Hutton, by the way.
Hutton. It's exactly what it was. A bag tag that had Dark's name engraved on it. And then I have the Al Kaline autographed baseball they gave me too. So I have several trinkets from Dark Star, and that was added today. So it was good. Here's a text. Having iron covers is an impeachable offense for the official, unofficial ambassador for Minnesota Golf, Pete Woodbury. You could maybe make that statement, but if you'll remember, as the official, unofficial ambassador to Minnesota Golf, I have diplomatic immunity to anywhere I'm at. I like having them. I do. For one, they're easier to see. I don't have to stare at the top of the iron. There's big letter on it. Plus, they got the zippers on it. I just think it's cool. And, it's that, I can't pronounce his name. Is it Rai? R-A-I? The guy from Spain? Yeah, I think he's from Spain. He plays on the Pro Tour, right? He plays TaylorMade. He also wears 2 gloves. He has iron club covers. You know that, right? And you know why? I think I've told the story. I've recanted the tale before. His family had no money when he was growing up, much like my family. And his father saved up money to buy him golf clubs. And they wanted to take care of those golf clubs. So they bought those covers for him. And he still uses, in honor of his dad and to remind him of where he came from, he still has iron covers. And so he's the only guy on tour that has iron covers.
Love it.
I do too. So should we take his PGA Tour card away? He wants to take the ambassadorship away. Do we want to take his tour card away? Plus, I like being different, which I think I've accomplished in my life, right? I think I'm different.
Yes. Agree.
In a lot of ways. Not.
I love that you don't conform.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people like that email that they want everyone to conform and everyone to be the same.
Conform. I simply must conform.
Embrace our differences.
That's exactly right. Like, for instance, you don't like pickle juice on your hamburger.
And why do you care? Yeah. Who cares? So if you don't, it has zero impact on you. Your iron covers has zero impact on other golfers.
And you also, well, it would in this case. If we were playing a 2-man scramble and you were counting on me and I had the wrong iron cover on the wrong iron and hit the wrong shot, then I would be affecting you in a roundabout way. But other than that, there would be nothing wrong with it. So anyway, I do have. Believe it or not, I know it's a Phone It In Friday, formerly a FedEx Friday, but remember the UPS drivers felt left out. So now we just call it a Fed Up Friday. Even though we generally have nothing, I've got a couple of things today that I think will raise some interesting issues. They're controversial, to say the least. And we've got program Lil Beef, Feminine Touch of the program at 1. That goes to 1:30. And then a special edition of Program Password. We have another radio team from here in the Twin Cities joining us. Dave Ryan and his sidekick Jenny. They will join us for Program Password at 1:30. And, of course, as always, quarter past the hour, Tenneby's got a chance to put $1,000 in your hand.
The Fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot to win your bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Just enter the keyword credit at KFAN.com now for a shot at winning. That keyword is credit. Enter now at KFAN.com.
You're listening to The Fan.
Mall of America's mystery cards are back, and we're bringing them to you all summer long. Come grab yours at KFAN events throughout the summer and wherever you see our KFAN street team. And make sure to redeem them at Mall of America for fun prizes and big discounts. See full list of events at KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
Were you planning to download, upload, sideload my show today so it's podcastable? Were you planning to
I plan to do that every time you do a program,
You're going to have to remove that first segment. Eliminate it. The morning show already recapped my morning round. So we can't be repeating ourselves. They were up in, first of all, how about Rosen? So he calls you yesterday, basically on his deathbed. I have a headache that's so bad I don't even dare. I don't dare risk it. He didn't want to even get behind the wheel of the car. So he's out yesterday. Okay, guy's sick. I get it. About 6 hours later, he tweets out a picture. What a beautiful evening with my beautiful wife. And
You've got to be kidding me.
Penthouse apartment somewhere in downtown Minneapolis. Boy, that headache sure went away in a hurry, didn't it?
I'm a fraud.
Yes. He didn't have a headache. Well, I'm his headache, I guess. Maybe that was it. Maybe it was preemptive. I'm going to have a headache if I show up. Is that what he said? Maybe that's what he said. If I show up today, I'm going to have a headache when I leave and I don't want one. So he's a fraud. And then Sauce, uncomfortable silence. He's coming back from Detroit Lakes. He's got nothing. So he calls me and just starts rambling. Talk about a little of this, a little of that. The first thing he wanted to do was rip Rosen. And at first I stuck up for Rosen. I'm like, well, what do you mean? But then it all started to make sense to me, and I could tell that Sauce was actually enjoying ripping Rosen, and so then I piled on too, and then we just spent about almost 20 minutes ripping Rosen for all sorts of different things, for a little of this, a little of that, with the emphasis on the land. I think they were doing Did Cove go then? Did he get back from Vegas soon enough to get up to?
Yeah, he was up there.
So he was good. Think about his jet-setting way. Minneapolis to Las Vegas to Detroit Lakes. He's on the road all the time.
And you wanted him on the program yesterday to talk about his WSOP cash.
Yeah, cash.
I texted him. He ended up texting me after the show, say, hey, I was on the flight home. Sorry.
Yeah.
So he flew back yesterday and then was already up to Detroit Lakes
Think about that.
for this morning.
Or do you think he took direct flight to Detroit Lakes? Because I think they have daily from Las Vegas to Detroit Lakes.
Well, he can afford it with his winnings.
There's no question about that. We used to go to Detroit Lakes, too.
I remember those days.
And
I enjoyed those.
Yeah, I did, too, because you and I would go up early. We'd go, Mark Johnson would have us, he would host us at the Fargo Country Club. Great golf course. Really, a lot of people are saying it's a really great golf course. We'd play there. Then we'd go over to Edgewater, play over there. Then we would play in the morning at Forest Hills in Detroit.
Yeah, I want to play that course again.
And then we would do our show. I think maybe the reason that the Water Carnival days got disinterested in us having there because there were literally hundreds of people showing up for the Power Trip Morning Show. Well, put it this way. If the Power Trip Morning Show had 400 people show up for their show, we were only 396 short of that. And so I think they decided. Or what I really think it was, we got banned because they were so protective of their native son. So we're broadcasting the first, I don't know which year it was, because we were there 3 or 4 years. One of the years we were there, we were broadcasting from the Detroit Country Club. They do the Pine to Palm. That is it's a short, it's only 6,100 yards, and that's as long as it plays. But it's got more trouble than you could bargain for, right? And love the golf course. Wonderful course. And you and I played it. Then we're doing our show from the patio of the place. So then I start doing that lame, old, tired bit about, Adam Thielen from Thief River Falls. And the people up in Detroit, they're so protective of their native son. They actually got angry.
Yeah.
There were calls to the clubhouse basically saying, put that guy in a golf cart, tie him to it, and drive him into a pond off the third hole. They were just so bitter that he's from Detroit Lakes. I know, it's a bit. It's okay. We love him. But they got really angry. And
his mom was there, too.
Yeah, we never got asked back.
That
was it. I mean, loosen up, Sandy, baby. It's like, it's not that big of a deal. But, yeah, so we don't go back there anymore. I did like that. I mean, play golf. That Forest Hills Club is really good, too. I like it.
Yeah.
That was a really good golf course. Again, it ain't easy being easy, but and I would never say it's easy, but it was easy to play, and not mean that it wasn't difficult. Just it flowed so beautifully. The holes were nice. I love the golf course.
Get peek at the purple.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. This text message says Cove might be at the airport more than Guardsy, and I think that's possible. And Guardsy practically lives there. You're right. Peek at the purple. You know what's funny too? You always remind me of it, and I always think to myself, well, I know what's coming up. And then you didn't remind me this time, and I forgot about it. So maybe I do need that reminder.
Okay, I'll remind you every time from now on.
Yeah. Well, you don't need it because I normally don't need to because there's money attached to it. And that's the one thing you can say. You can say a lot of things about me and a lot of derogatory things. But when money's involved, I rarely forget because there's money tied to this. Brought to you by Affordable Electric. For all of your electrical needs, and I got Nick coming over to my place pretty soon. I've got to have him install one of those electric vehicle 240-volt things. If they can do that, they can do this, that. They can do anything for your electrical needs, including home inspections to make sure that you're up to code and everything is running lickety split. if you would, if you'd like to reach out to Affordable Electric, it's easy. Affordable-electric.com. Affordable-electric.com. And remember, Affordable Electric is. I can get that fixed. Oh, hey, I'll reach out to affordableelectric.com. I was kind of tap dancing. My phone, I can't find it. You texted it to me. Oh, there's a Minnesota Viking. Another Minnesota. Who was the first Viking that was on the top 100? They've been revealing them in drips and drabs. ESPN's top 100. Is it ESPN?
No, I think you're confusing. There's an NFL.com.
Oh, that's it, NFL.com.
But this was not a top one. The thing I sent you was not the top 100.
Oh, what was it?
You didn't even read it?
Well, I glanced at the headline real quick.
Oh, no,
I was in the car driving.
ESPN's been doing like daily, like their top 10 in each position based off of what executive scouts.
Oh,
and
okay, that's right.
Like anonymously what they're saying about him. So today was tight ends day.
And TJ Hawkinson. Did I see was it number 7?
They had him as the number 7 tight end, yes. Number 1, they went with, he was a rookie last year, Brock Bowers from the Las Vegas Raiders. After one season in the NFL, is already the best tight end in the NFL. Number 2, they have George Kittle, San Francisco. Number 3, your guy in Detroit, Sam Laporta. Number 4, Trey McBride. I think he might end up being 1 or 2 by this time next year.
He's that good?
Arizona Cardinals. He was very good. We saw him against the Vikings. He was spectacular against the Vikings last year.
And that's against an aggressive but not reckless defense.
Correct. Travis Kelce still clinging on to number 5, even though he's getting up there in age. Mark Andrews, Baltimore, number 6, and then TJ Hawkinson, Minnesota Vikings, number 7.
Do you find that you're a big Hawkinson guy? I like a Hawkenfuss as well. Do you find that about where you would put him, or do you think that's too low, too high? What do you think?
I think that's about right. Yeah. Obviously some of these young guys have, I think, replaced him. The Brock Bowerses and the Trey McBrideses. So, a year or two ago, I would say he's a top 5 tight end, and I think those two have definitely leapfrogged him. Obviously, had an injury-marred season that he was coming back from, so he missed a good chunk of the season and didn't really seem... He was okay, I thought, after he came back, but maybe didn't have that same explosiveness. But after Hawkinson at 7, there's kind of a big drop. So I don't think anyone behind him is pushing him in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, I think 7. You might see, Kelsey's still putting up decent numbers, but compared to where he used to be, they've dropped. And I think Kansas City might, instead of just feeding Kelsey the ball, they're starting to move to an offense where they're going to feed everybody. So his numbers, I think, will continue to go down.
I remember when the Lions traded Hawkinson to the Vikings, and Viking fans were elated, excited, and delighted. And I pumped the brakes slightly. I mean, I didn't slam on the brakes, but I pumped them and said, he's good, but yards after catch aren't a specialty for him. And I think the Lions, what I like about their GM, the Holmes guy, is a pretty sharp kid, I think, because I think they knew they had Laporta on their radar when they traded Hawkinson. They said, there's a guy that's as good as or could even be better than Hawkinson, and we can get draft capital, and they did. Worked out well, and it did work out well for the Vikings. I'm not saying, what an awful trade for the Vikings. I think the Lions got the better of it. Laporta had a great rookie year. Last year was a bit of a down year, and they have him ranked number, is it 3?
Yeah.
I even as a dyed-in-the-wool Lions fan, I'm not sure I'd have him as high as 3, but he's a talented kid, so, and we know tight ends are pretty important in the National Football League nowadays. A peek at the purple brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. Reach out today, affordable-electric.com.
Bonus Bucks is back on KFAN. We have 9 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. That's every hour from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. To enter the keywords and learn more, head to KFAN.com. Bonus Bucks is presented by BigDeck.com.
Genevieve, I know you're a big fan of the Savannah Bananas. You're not the only one. The whole concept, the whole idea is starting to spread. It's already coming to Minnesota. They call that team there the Mankato Potatoes.
Ooh.
I'll send that to Rewrite and have him punch it up. Now, someone sent this to me. What's the date today? Is it the 11th today or the 12th?
It's the 11th.
This was sent to me at 7:10:25 at 8:52 a.m. It's an email. It's a PST. Parker Fox has been nominated. Here's what he apparently said. Quote, Jack, they were talking about drone coverage at Augusta. Jack Nicklaus would roll over in his grave. Close circuit to Parker. Jack ain't dead yet.
Huh?
Now, I don't know if he said it, but apparently he said Jack Nicklaus would roll over in his grave. Now, Jack's getting up there in age, right? I mean, he's got to be mid-80s, right? I'd say Jack's 85, 86 years old. But unless they've just...
85.
Unless they've stuffed Jack into a pine box and he suffocated, he's still alive. So he wouldn't roll over. He might roll over in his barca, but he wouldn't roll over in his grave. So I'll pass that along to you, Tenneby, so that you have it and maybe you can find it somewhere. This is a story that is labeled science. You know, stories will be labeled even like it'll be their sports, entertainment, variety, business, right? This is under science. Here's the headline, Tenneby. Billions, with a B.
Billions?
Billions of flies to be dumped out of planes in an effort to fight flesh-eating maggot known as man-eater. No! Sounds like an Onion story. It's not. It's from CBS News. It says the U.S. government is preparing to breed billions of flies and dump them out of airplanes over Mexico and southern Texas to fight a flesh-eating maggot. Apparently a wall wouldn't keep them out. It's part of the government's plans for protecting the United States from a bug that could devastate its beef industry, decimate wildlife, and even kill household pets. This weird science has worked well before. Edwin Burgess, an assistant professor at the University of Florida, who studies parasites in animals, particularly livestock. Do you think one day he was just sitting around going, I wonder what I want to do with the rest of my life? What would I like for a profession? You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to study parasites in animals, and not just any animal. I'd like to study them in livestock. How do you get called to that? Now, I don't suppose you, when you were a kid, said, I'd like to be the interim producer of a radio show. It's not what you dreamed of.
I'm thinking of a career change right now after hearing this.
He studies parasites in animals, particularly livestock. He says it's an exceptionally good technology. It's an all-time great in terms of translating science to solve some kind of a large problem. Story goes on to read, the targeted pest is the flesh-eating larva of the New World screw worm fly.
Huh?
U.S. Department of Ag, that's what I call it for short, agriculture, plans to ramp up the breeding and distribution of adult male flies, sterilizing them with radiation before releasing them. So they want to sterilize them so they can't breed. And that's probably more effective than performing a vasectomy on each individual fly, right? I mean, you'd have to have a little tiny knife and a little tiny, I don't even know exactly what you use for it, but you have the tweezers. You have to have a magnifying glass to see it. You have to have very nimble fingers.
And the problem with that, too, is the flies could figure out how to reverse the vasectomy and turn it back.
Oh, they can. And then, of course, some of the flies, they'd put that cone on their head and they would be licking the stitches to try to... Whoops, I lost my story. Probably a good thing, too. Where does it go? Here it goes. It moves on. They mate with females in the wild, and the eggs laid. Well, I would suppose it would be in the wild. They're not going to get a hotel room for crying out loud. I mean, they're flies. They mate with females in the wild, and the eggs laid by the female aren't fertilized and don't hatch. There are fewer larvae or larva. Do you say larvae or larva? You've never said it before.
I mean, if it's more than one, I don't know. I don't know what the plural would be.
I'm going to go with larvae. And over time, the fly population just dies out. It's over. It's over, Johnny. It's more effective and environmentally friendly than spraying the pest into oblivion. It is how the U.S. and other nations north of Panama eradicated the same pest decades ago. Sterile flies from a factory in Panama. Sterile flies from I guess they build them in a factory like a Ford F-150 pickup truck. I wonder if they come with special options. Sterile flies from a factory in Panama kept the flies contained there for years, but the pest appeared in southern Mexico late last year. They escaped. The USDA, that would be that's USDA, that would be the United States Department of Agriculture, or Department of Ag, as I like to call it. They expect a new screw room fly factory to be up and running in southern Mexico by July 2026. We need to bring those fly factories to the United States. We don't want to
build it here.
Build it here. Why are we letting Mexico? Think of all the jobs that are going to Mexico for the fly factory. Plans to
and now they're paying a tariff on it.
And what would that?
Yeah.
What do you think the tariff is on those flies? It plans to. See, I almost think this is made up. It plans to open a fly distribution center in southern Texas by the end of the year so that it can import and distribute flies from Panama if necessary.
I always love that one.
You know what the scientific name for the parasite is? Of course you don't. I'm about to tell you, except I can't pronounce it. Cochleomia, C-O-C-H. Why don't you Google this and see if there's a pronunciation? C-O-C-H-L-I-O-M-Y-I-A.
All right, I need you to start over because you started before I got to the website.
Okay, you ready?
I got C-O-C-H.
L-I-O-M-Y-I-A. And then the second word is hominivorax. H-O-M-I-N-I-V-O-R-A-X. It sounds like a prize fighter from some foreign country. Cochleomia hominivorax. I bet it's not. You can't even Google it. It's a scientific. You have to go to Science Is Us.
Well, I can't give you a pronunciation. The New World, it's, Cochleomia hominivorax, the New World screwworm fly, or simply screwworm or screwworm, is a species of a parasitic fly that is well known for the way in which its larvae, maggots, eat the living tissue of warm-blooded animals.
So if you're a warm-blooded animal and the screwworm starts eating your flesh, you just go, well, you got screwed. Roughly translated to man-eater, according to the USDA's animal and
here
plant.
They come.
Man-eater.
Watch out, boy. They'll chew you up.
According to the USDA's Animal and Plant Inspection Service. That's who I'd like to work for. I don't want to study them. I just want to work for the USDA's Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service. When the NWS fly, NWS, that's a rap group, isn't it?
NWA.
Oh, it's NWA. No, NWA isn't that a...
NWS is the...
No, NWA is an airline. Northwest Orient, no. When the NWS fly larvae, maggots, burrow into the flesh of a living animal, they cause serious, often deadly damage to the animal. NWS can infest livestock, pets, meat sauce, wildlife, occasionally birds, and in rare cases tend to be people. Wait, dang it. Most fly larvae feed on dead flesh. Is that being a necrophiliac? Where you eat dead? No, that's not what a necrophiliac is. I think a necrophiliac is somebody likes to have with dead people. I could go into a Wild Bill Bauer bit right now, but I won't. What's a necrophiliac? Most fly larvae feed on dead flesh, making the New World screwworm fly and its Old World counterpart in Asia and Africa outliers. And for the American beef industry, a serious threat. Females lay their eggs in wounds and sometimes expose mucus. Ugh. Mike Bailey, he's the president-elect of the American Veterinary Medicine Association, so he just got the job. He hasn't even been sworn in yet, right? He says 1,000-pound bovine can be dead from this in 2 weeks. What an awful way to die. Your flesh is being eaten. Is a bovine a cow or a pig? I think a bovine's a cow. Veterinarians have effective treatments for infested animals, but an infestation can still
cattle, buffalo, and related species.
Okay. Well, what was a necrophiliac? Necrophilia.
Is what you thought it was.
Yeah, okay.
A person who experiences sexual attraction to or engages in sexual acts with dead bodies.
Then I even have another joke I just wrote in my head, but I'm not going to go with it. Don Heinman, he's a retired Western Kansas rancher. He'd had enough. He said, I'm calling it a day. He recalled infected cattle as a youngster on his family's farm. Smelled nasty, like rotting meat. Ooh. Oh, man. No! The numbers need to be large enough that females in the wild can't help but hook up with sterile males for mating. And what if they use, what's that website? If you, there's the one for married people. It's called Ashley Madison. What's the one that most people use for hookups?
Obviously, it's farmersonly.com.
Hold on.
Thinking Tinder?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I think it's farmersonly.com. I think you're absolutely right. That's a very good line. One biological trait gives fly fighters a crucial wing up.
Fly fighters?
Yeah. Females mate only once in their weeks-long adult lives. Just once. So they probably have more than one child, though. That's the problem. They have hundreds of flies.
Hundreds?
I wonder how many, like a dog can have as many as what? What's the most puppies a dog can have at one time? 100? It's not hundreds. I know that.
Well, yeah, you had the 100 Dalmatians movie.
101 Dalmatians.
Yeah, 101.
That's exactly right. So you can
get to 101, I think.
So you can get to 101. That's the world record, anyways, according to Walt Disney. But I got to think, and like rabbits, I mean, the joke was, they reproduce like rabbits. Rabbits can reproduce constantly. Just, it never stops, right? I wonder how many flies in one brood. And is that what they call a collection of flies? Is it a brood? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a flight. Like in golf, you have first flight, second flight, third flight. Maybe they have a flight of flies. I have the list somewhere here about a
swarm.
A swarm, yeah, well, of course, Dan. Swarm of flies. I wonder how many are in a swarm. What do you think? I wonder how many flies. So when she gives birth, I would bet it's hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yeah, that would be my guess. Alarmed by the flies' migration north, the U.S. temporarily closed its southern border in May to imports of live cattle, horses, and bison. You'd have to put up an electric fence for them, or a barbed wire fence for sure, but electric fence, because, man, when a horse hits an electric fence, it never goes back. I got shocked by an electric fence before. I've told you that story over at Loggers Trail. They're the 12th fairway, and then the rough, and then the little bit of weeds. It's right up against an electric fence, yep. And I was up, and I tried to hit a ball, and I hit my bottom of my buttocks right on that thing. It dropped me to my knees, man. You knew.
I know this won't surprise you. Yeah. I've never hit left of that fairway.
No, I don't.
So I've never been in that position.
Female flies can lay their eggs in wounds on any warm-blooded animal, and that includes humans. Decades ago, the U.S. had fly factories in Florida and Texas, but they closed as the pest was eradicated. They shut her down. Didn't need it anymore, right? Sort of like when we came up with a vaccine that eliminated chickenpox or measles or whatever it is. Now it's come back, right? Panama Fly Factory can breed up to 117 million a week.
Yeah.
But the USDA wants the capacity to breed at least 400 million a week. Crank it up. Let's go. We have to start working overtime. Plans to spend $8.5 million on the Texas site, $21 million to convert a facility in southern Mexico for breeding sterile fruit flies into one for screw worm flies. In one sense, raising a large colony of flies is relatively easy, but Cassandra Olds, she's an assistant professor of entomology at Kansas State University. She added, you got to give the female the cues that she needs to lay her eggs, and then the larvae have to have enough nutrients. Fly factories once fed larvae horse meat and honey and then moved to a mix of dry eggs and either honey. I'm about to eat lunch. I don't know if I like this topic. No! There are risks associated with dropping flies from an airplane.
I would think.
Dropping flies from the air can be dangerous. Last month, a plane freeing sterile flies crashed near Mexico's border with Guatemala, killing 3 people.
Jeez.
In test runs in the 50s, according to the USDA, scientists put the flies in paper cups and then dropped the cups out of the planes using special chutes. Come on! They had parachutes. It's like the Normandy invasion. Later, they unloaded them into boxes with a machine known as a whiz packer. Insert your own joke.
Ontario Smith.
The method is still much the same. Light planes with crates of flies drop those crates. Something we think we have complete control over and we have declared a triumph and a victory over can always rear its ugly head again. And a fly's head is ugly. So is a screwworm. They have a picture of a screwworm here.
Yeah.
Ugly, man. So let that be a lesson to you. So now we have that to worry about.
Do we have that to worry about in Minnesota, though?
No, not here.
It says, it's present in the New World tropics.
Yeah. So it hasn't got here. It's
the amount of people that complain about the weather here in Minnesota.
Well,
we keep this stuff out of here.
But I saw another story. Have you heard this one?
Uh-oh.
There's a certain kind of wood tick that's migrating north and coming this direction. Have you heard the story about that wood tick? Oh, and apparently, this is what it said. It also has to do with beef. I can look up the story. I saved it. I didn't go with it yet. I don't know if I have it anymore. If the wood tick burrows its head into your skin, you will become allergic to beef.
I already am. Oh, no, allergic to it.
Allergic to beef.
I thought addicted to it.
No, allergic to beef. And one of those where, like, if you eat some, you don't know it, you eat beef, you could die. You get a bad allergic. I told you about when I had the allergic reaction to cantaloupe. That's why I got married, because I cantaloupe. Thank you. And you could have a severe allergic reaction. So I sent the story to baby brother Peter. I said, if I see really dangerous stories, I send them to my kids to try to give them, hey, heads up.
Sure.
Right? Like, people spiking your drinks at bars. I say, by the way, guys, if you're ever having a drink at a bar, never just leave your drink unattended. You never know, some weirdos out there, right? So I said, then Pete just said, well, if that happens, I'll just eat chicken. They're allergic to beef, just eat chicken. I guess it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But I'd rather not be.
I'd struggle without being able to eat beef.
Oh, trust me.
It's a good chunk of my diet.
I agree with you as well. Let's do this. Matter of fact, I've got some beef. My wife made beef chow mein last night. You like beef chow mein?
Maybe.
Oh, it's so good. Then you put a little of those crunchy noodles on the top. That's what I'm about to do. I'm going to get that warmed up. And we've already got a seat warmed up for Little B. She will be in next, little feminine touch of the program until 1:30. And then program password returns. This is the first one we've had.
First regular season match.
Yeah. Dave Ryan and Jenny from the Dave Ryan Show, KDWB 63. They will join us for program password. We'll take a short break, and Little B comes in next year on the Fan.